Today we delve into a truly chilling story that took place many years ago with a group of students at a deserted railway station. What seemed like an ordinary trip through the steppes of Central Asia turned into an encounter that still sends shivers down the spine. How would you react if you found yourself trapped in a carriage in the middle of a desert? This tale is full of mysteries and inexplicable events, challenging the very boundaries of reality. Prepare yourself for a story that will alter your perception of the world.
For many years, I have kept in my memory a mystical story that I heard as a child from my beloved grandmother, who worked as a conductor on a mail train. One day, returning from another trip, she told me about this mysterious incident. According to her, students from a railway institute on an internship accompanied her on this journey. They had just returned from a trip to Central Asia. Here is what they recounted. The journey began as usual. It was summer, unbearably hot, and the carriages were so heated that staying inside was nearly impossible. Along the way, they passed through endless steppes and desolate plains. Upon arrival at their destination, they found that all the approach tracks were occupied, and their train would have to be temporarily placed on a siding until the necessary tracks were freed. The mail train was moved to the steppe, where there was not a soul in sight in any direction. It was already evening, the sun slowly setting, and the heat-exhausted boys stepped out of the carriage to have a smoke. It's worth noting that the mail train consisted of 5 mail carriages and 1 residential carriage, with only 2 conductors assigned to all of them. When the train was moved to the siding, the locomotive was uncoupled and left, leaving the carriages alone in the steppe. Suddenly, a figure appeared on the horizon. The boys noticed him immediately, as there was nothing else in the steppe to draw their attention. The figure approached them quickly, and when he was about 200 meters away, it became clear that he was over 2 meters tall. From afar, they could see his white beard and disheveled gray hair. The young men, preferring to be safe rather than sorry, decided to go back into the carriage, lock the door, and communicate with the strange old man through it. What happened next was unsettling. The old man asked to be let into the carriage, but the boys refused, citing the rules. In response, the strange visitor began pulling the door handle with such force that the carriage shook, but the door held firm. The students, in a panic, started shouting at him and trying to chase him away, but to no avail. Time passed, and the strange man silently walked around the carriage, occasionally delivering strong blows to its walls, causing it to shake. By nightfall, the students were pale with fear and began reciting prayers or fragments of them that came to mind in their moments of terror. As the night wore on, the old man tried to derail the carriage by pushing it from one side, rocking it back and forth. This continued until dawn. When the first rays of sunlight appeared, the strange old man left, disappearing into the steppe, but not before leaving deep scratches and dents on the carriage walls. One of the students had turned completely gray. My grandmother, noticing his gray hair, asked what had happened and learned about this terrifying event.